Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show. I have Dr. Melissa today to talk about the importance of plant-based diet and why we feel like we need to do this for our gut. Can you tell us where you work and how we can get a hold of you, Dr. Melissa?
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm currently in California, Orange County to be specific, and then Newport Beach is the city that I work in. But I do take telemedicine, so I love technology. It's actually been on our side where we see patients throughout the US and internationally. I'm licensed in California and Florida and many more states to come. And I also work with my husband as well, who's a rheumatologist.
What are all the license and credentials you have? I know it's extensive. I can't remember all of those.
Yes. Thank you. I can share them with you. So basically, first I went to get my undergraduate in psychology, and then I really loved studying the doctor-patient relationship. So then I went into medical school and studied family medicine at Loma Linda, and then essentially I went to get a lifestyle medicine fellowship and a primary care psychiatry fellowship. And I have other nice, I would say, projects I'm working on the side. I would say medicine is always changing. We have to be up to date, so we always have to stay up to date with research and see how that changes.
So you have a background in psychology, psychiatry, and just general health?
General health, definitely. Wow. So I love every system of the body. It's all very deeply connected.
And I love the part that where you're connecting the mental health and the mental wellness in all that you do.
Yes, thank you.
Thưa quý vị khán giả, hôm nay Dr. Melissa chia sẻ với mình là Dr. Melissa có rất nhiều cái certification, cái training về tâm lý, về cũng và psychiatry, về để cho mình uống thuốc để cho đỡ cái sức khỏe. Mà quan trọng nhất là làm sao là cái bác sĩ để cho chú ý về để cho mình ăn mấy cái món plant-based diet, nó rất là cho có nhiều cái sức khỏe. Dr. Melissa, when we talk about the service that you provide in the community, what type of patients come to you to learn more about what you do?
Sure, yeah. So my clinic is called Dr. Lifestyle Clinic, and when I say what do I serve, I say everything. So diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, heart disease, lung disease. A lot of people suffer even from depression, anxiety, or I would say, most of the time the primary care doctor is the first doctor you see. So I like to spend a whole hour with my patients because there's so much that we can cover, and I'm sure there's tons of questions, and half the battle is just listening and knowing how to understand the ins and outs and the puzzle pieces, because that's where the healing begins.
So a lot of patients are coming to you to be you being the primary physician, but in addition to that, you do a thorough consultation and you have that specialty of making sure that you treat from dietary instead of just going pharmacological right away.
Exactly. So that lifestyle is the first line treatment. So lifestyle medicine is nutrition, exercise, sleep, emotional being and stress management, and avoiding toxins and substances. And so I would say together is the foundation for all chronic diseases.
Wow. So I love that you're not even just going straight for medicine. You're doing lifestyle as a first line of defense.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's such a new concept for me too. Because when I'm ill, I go to my doctor. The first thing they say, "Hey, Julie, here's a prescription. Where's your pharmacy?"
Exactly.
But when we're going to a lifestyle doctor, the approach of treatment is so different.
Right.
Wow, I'm learning so much today. I know I met you before. We talked to them, but I've never had myself a lifestyle doctor. Now I got to learn about finding one too, and going to you maybe.
Yeah, thank you. It'd be an honor.
Thưa quý vị khán giả, cái lifestyle doctor là một cái bác sĩ là không phải là một, trước nhất là primary care physician, là bác sĩ mình Melissa theo dõi bệnh nhân khi nào có bị tiểu đường, bị lung disease hay bị tim, rất nhiều cái bệnh mà cái treatment, cái cách mà bác sĩ chữa trị á là không phải là cho thuốc liền. Bác sĩ nói là lifestyle change là ảnh hưởng về cái cách mình ăn uống, mình có ngủ được không, mình có tập thể thao, phải thay đổi cái cách mình sống mỗi ngày, then phải chú ý về sức khỏe tâm thần của bệnh nhân. Sau đó mới tính về có cần uống thuốc hay không. Thì Julie thấy đó cái lifestyle doctor rất là đặc biệt. Tại nhiều lúc mình đi bác sĩ cho toa mình phải đi pharmacy, mình phải đi lấy thuốc mình uống. Mà bác sĩ Melissa nói đó là trước khi mình uống thuốc có rất nhiều cái phương pháp mình làm để cho mình giúp để cho mình có cái sức khỏe. Dr. Melissa, I love having you on my show to learn more about, you know, the service that you're able to provide, because, you know, what you provide is not the traditional medicine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're still using all the evidence-based approach,
definitely.
but it's not what I'm used to
Right,
in the Western world.
Yeah.
Is there a combination of Eastern combination and influence in this too?
Yes, so when I say integrative medicine too, on top of lifestyle, so of course there's a role for even acupuncture and herbs and then supplements. And I'm not a physician who says that's dangerous, never do that. I look at it and I appreciate it, and we see how we can safely implement it into lifestyle changes and also with finding the proper medications. So most of the time patients come to me and it's almost too late, or when I say too late is they have high sugars, high blood pressure, and in their minds they think it's too late. But it's never too late to incorporate lifestyle. And I often see a reversal of these chronic conditions, and that's when I get excited, when I can take away medications.
So how do you balance medicine, the pharmacological treatment, and lifestyle? Because I know if someone comes to you and they're so severe, right? So we obviously have to do the pharmacological treatment.
Definitely.
But how do you balance that, and how do you essentially wean off? Because I know with my own personal journey with mental health, you know, anxiety, depression, I had to go pharmacological to kind of find that balance and kind of that you know, just the steady footing first.
Yes,
And
exactly.
once I got that, I changed I would exercise, I would go hiking,
Yeah.
I swam,
Yes.
I did go plant-based.
Yeah.
I went to part of the Plum Village tradition,
Awesome.
which you know, I did meditation for a month, and I went vegetarian for a month, and that really cleansed my body and my mind, and that eventually got to me weaning off from needs of those depression medication, for example. But I still feel like, you know, periods of needs of for anxiety meds or something like that. But I think it's just that balance. You know, because sometimes, you know, when you go to a psychiatrist and you have this background, they might say, "Whoa, you take this medication is something you have to constantly take." But you and I, kind of from a personal experience, we understand that lifestyle changes can help you essentially replace those medication that gives you natural, you know, neurotransmitters.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. You said it right.
So can you explain it to the audience so they can understand that importance from a scientific point? I know from a personal experience point.
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to medications, obviously they have a role. They have a role in the ER, in the hospital, even in the clinic, to just stabilize the mood, stabilize the sugar and blood pressure, because we don't want the life-threatening conditions such as high blood pressure and going towards a stroke, or diabetes, having that going into actually heart disease.
So the first line of defense, when it's very severe, we do need to get the medicine to stabilize.
Yes, to stabilize.
So once stability is there, that's when we can introduce other approaches of treatment.
Exactly, exactly. But I always say do both together. They're both very important. And I have a special training to say, if you're going to be doing lifestyle, actually we only maybe need half the dose. And I think that's the beauty of it, knowing how to taper up and down, balance it, because it depends how often are you going to be eating fruits and vegetables, or how often are you going to be exercising, because 30 minutes of exercise is equivalent to antidepressant medication.
Wow.
And then when you are cutting down on animal products and dairy products, you are less acidic, and that helps GERD, and also that helps conditions like gout and high blood pressure. So it's so important to kind of see, I look at every detail of your day, and that's how I can make an assessment.
Well, I love the way you are a diagnostician. It's just not looking at, you know, the labs, but you're looking at how someone is living and sleeping and, you know, working about their day.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thưa quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV, hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Dr. Melissa. Dr. Melissa là một người Integrative Plant-Based Physician. Mà cái chữ đó là rất là hơi khó hiểu, mà thiệt ra đó là cái bác sĩ mà chuyên môn giúp cho quý vị để thay đổi cái cách mình sống. Không phải là chú ý về uống thuốc lúc mà mình bệnh, mà làm sao mình thay đổi cái cách mình sống với ăn uống, với ngủ, để cho cái sức khỏe tâm thần với sức khỏe cơ thể của mình. Trước nhất bác sĩ nói đó là một cái câu rất là đặc biệt đó, là phần đầu khi nào bệnh nhân tới gặp bác sĩ, for example, khi nào bệnh nhân bị diabetes hay bị bệnh như là tâm thần hay gì đó, phải uống thuốc để cho được cái stabilize. Lúc mà stabilize rồi đó thì bác sĩ nói là phải làm hai cái việc, là phải thay đổi cái lifestyle của mình với vẫn uống thuốc chung. Julie thấy bữa nay Julie có rất cái thời gian học hiểu nhiều Bác sĩ nói đó là một cái ví dụ đó là chừng nào mình tập thể thao 30 phút thì cái depression của mình nó có thể đi xuống, thì mình không có cần uống nhiều cái thuốc, thì cái độ thuốc cũng có được thay đổi nữa. Sau phần quảng cáo, Julie sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với Dr. Melissa, một người bác sĩ là Integrative Plant-Based Diet. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.